Hello, I'm Dr. George Peraza-Smith, and we're going to go over the online nurse educator program's practice requirements. In the educator program, there are 38 credit hours that are spread over 12 terms. That would be 6 semesters, meaning that this is a 2-year program. There are 96 practice hours in total, but they're broken into 2 48-hour practicums. One practicum will be in the 9th term, and it's with MSN 575, Online Teaching and Learning Strategies. It's 48 hours. And that particular practice is focused on, or practicum is focused on teaching in an online program or a hybrid program. The 12th term, the last term, in MSN 578, Specialist Clinical Practicum for Nurse Educators, is an additional 48 hours, and those hours are focused on practice within a facility, not precepted clinical hours where you're going to take care of patients, but you're going to be in a clinical area addressing clinical issues or problems. This specialist clinical practice in a clinical area for nurse educators is a fairly new requirement by CCNE in terms of the educator programs. So you have 2 practicums, each are 48 hours. The first one that you will have was in the 9th term, and the experience focus in that one is on online or blended teaching experiences. You'll be teaching, you'll have a mentor, or you'll seek a mentor who is in a school of nursing setting. And depending on the site, many schools of nursing don't necessarily require affiliation agreements. But again, you'll need to make that determination along with the clinical coordinator. Once you've determined the site you want to do your practice at or your teaching hours at, you'll want to contact Miss Pat Bentley at PBENTY at usuniversity.edu. She's the clinical coordinator, and she'll work out whether you will need an affiliation agreement or not. Some of the activities that will be focused on in this practicum, or that can be focused on in this practicum, are virtual class observation as a teaching assistant, assist with developing virtual lectures, discussion board facilitation, discussion board grading, developing discussion board questions, grading quizzes and examinations, analyzing questions or quiz exam statistics, grading assignments using a rubric, evaluating reflection assignments, view and grade video assignments, view and grade creative assignments, work on special projects for a course, and any other activities that you and your mentor may deem as important or necessary in terms of whatever your learning goals are for this practicum. Again, this is a practicum that's focused on teaching in an online or blended program, and it's for 48 hours. And it's in the 9th term. The Specialist Clinical Practicum for Nurse Educators is another 48 hours, and that's going to be conducted in your last term, in the 12th term. And the focus on this particular experience is on clinical specialty and teaching. And your practice preceptor would be practicing in a facility. It could be an educator, it could be a nurse, it could be, not a nurse, but a nurse educator. It could be a manager, just depending on what your focus is and what your needs are in terms of this practice. So now, depending on the site, most of your sites will require some kind of affiliation agreement because this will be conducted in a clinical setting. Again, you'll want to work with Ms. Bentley on obtaining the necessary affiliation agreements. Now, the type of activities or experiences that you could select for in this particular experiences is creating toolkits on resource references, or developing a PowerPoint or Prezi presentation for patients or staff or nurse or other nurses, creating a survey to measure satisfaction with particular activities, attending professional meetings, writing professional meetings that are educator specific, writing a publishable article, presenting a topic to patients or to staff, creating a webinar, delivering a training module to staff nurses, developing software to meet a need, creating a review of literature, developing an advocacy agenda, proposing a change in process or procedure. And these are just some suggested activities. You and your preceptor may identify other activities that would best meet the goals that you want to accomplish in this practicum. Again, this is focused on clinical practice in a patient care setting, and it's additional 48 hours, and it's done in your last term, the 12th term. I hope you enjoy your education here at USU University. Welcome.